This video will show you how to install Google Apps Manager or GAM. You go to the releases page and we're using the MSI for Windows. The install process is basically the same for other platforms. Double click on this, and before you start, it's a great idea to have Chrome browser open and logged into the account that you're going to use. So you just go through next, and you're going to put it in a folder on the C drive. You can name that anything that you want. You click on install, and then you add your domain admin user, and it's going to say, are you ready? Then as soon as you click yes, it's going to bring up a browser. This browser allows you to authenticate to Google, and now the script, once you click allow, the script is going to start setting up all the APIs that you need to work, so for GAM to work with your Google Apps domain. As you can see, it's enabling all these different APIs. Now, if you look at the install, it has instructions. There's a URL there. You cut and paste that URL into a browser window that's logged into your account, and then it's going to bring up a place that you're able to set up the APIs, credentials, and services. Now you're going to go back and forth between this and grab the information that GAM requires. The instructions that you need to follow are right there on the screen. You click Create Credentials, OAuth Client ID, and then Configure Consent Screen. Then you're going to name the project. This is an API project or an application project that you're setting up for your GAM instance, so it knows how to communicate with Google. There's a save at the bottom of the page. You click on that. And once this is saved, you're going to click Other and then just Create. And now Google has generated your keys that you need. You need to know the client ID that GAM needs to know what client ID of the API. So here's the client ID. And I right click on these. It seems to work better to cut and paste between the DOS prompt. That's just me. So you hit enter, and now you're going to get your client secret. You go back to that browser, you get your client secret, copy it again, right click on it and do the copy that way, paste, and you hit enter. Now there's another set of instructions. You're going to have to close the OAuth window by clicking OK, and you're going to do manage service accounts. And then over on the right, there's a three-dot menu. Click on that three-dot menu and edit. And now you're going to say enable this API or GAM to be domain wide. So that's what we're doing here. Now we go back to our GAM install. Now we have to authorize APIs. And what APIs we want to use, just push C or select C here. All these APIs is what we want. Click C, enter. Again, it's going to take you to a browser so you can authenticate. Scroll down, and then just like you do with many other APIs and apps that want access to your Google account, you click Allow. Now you're ready to authorize GAM to manage your G Suite. You're going to need a user that you're going to be using. So now it says a regular user. I put the domain admin. That seems to work. I've had problems if I used a regular user. So I'm putting in my account information. And now it's checking. Now it's going to fail the first time. The reason is the client name has not been put in Google. So there's another URL you need to grab, as you can see up there. Paste it into your browser window. It's going to take you to a place where now you're going to do two things. You're going to paste the client name where it says client name. So you got to go back to GAM, grab that, the client name. That's usually, I think it's just a series of numbers. I'm grabbing that, and I'm going to take that and paste it into the client name box. Now I have to say what scopes. Here are the scopes. You want to select that. Now make sure that you get that last comma at the end if you're using Windows 7. Windows 10, it does fine. Windows 7 or maybe even 8, it doesn't quite grab that all the time. So you cut and paste that in there. You click Authorize. And there you go. Now we will go back and do the same process again. The reason why you have to do this twice is you don't know what the client key is until it kind of goes through that process. So that's why we have to do it twice. So it's expected to do this twice. And now you should see pass. Now, once you're here, you're installed. You can check it by doing a simple Gam info domain. And if you get data back, you should be good to go. And that's correct data. And you can also check info on a user. Please note that this folder that you've created now, it has access to your Gam domain, and you want to protect the computer that this is on.